Hi, so I'm Sarah Watts. I'm a clinical nutritionist, certified keto coach, and ultralight weight loss practitioner. And I'm from What's Good Health and Nutrition in Australia. And I'm actually here with Emily, who's in Dallas, Texas. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Awesome. And you are also the winner of the latest ultralight 6-week challenge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome and thank you for joining me today. We're actually just going to have a little bit of discussion about the ultralight weight loss program and how you found it. But before we get into your actual weight loss, because I know it's very exciting what you achieved, I actually just wanted to ask you what your reasons were for actually doing the weight loss program.
Sure. So I initially started, like probably most people, to lose weight. I was carrying a lot of extra weight. But before I actually started with the program, I had a one-on-one with Sarah. And we kind of dove into more of my why, which ended up really being more about just wanting to be able to be more present for my family, more active, just overall healthier. And I really believe that sort of switching my why, even though weight loss was obviously the catalyst, it gave me that additional motivation to keep going when things were a little bit harder because my family ultimately became my why.
Oh, absolutely. Whys are so important. Um, but what appealed to you most about, because I mean, we know there's a lot of different weight loss programs out there. What was most appealing about this particular one?
So it was the whole food approach. It was the fact that you were learning to have a healthier relationship with food and feeding and fueling your body with real food as opposed to a starvation diet or using a lot of supplements. This particular program really focused on introducing natural, healthy, whole fats, which you never see associated with weight
No.
loss programs. Um, because those are the foods that have the nutrients that your body craves and needs. And for me, the whole food natural approach was really, really appealing.
Oh, absolutely. Um, Now, with the ultralight weight loss program, you were actually given a lot of flexibility to either follow the provided meal plans or and recipes, or actually create your own. How well did that work for you?
It was awesome. So again, like a lot of other programs where there's a very strict, you have to stay within these particular lines. Um, this one, you obviously still had parameters that you needed to follow, but it gave you the flexibility where if you weren't feeling extra creative that week and you wanted to utilize some of the recipes that were provided, it was super easy, and you didn't have to guess. But at the same time, if you were out and in a space where you didn't have access to maybe what you had prepared in advance, it gave you the flexibility to know what the different values of each of the components were that you were going to be consuming, so you could still make really good choices in a situation that you might not have been otherwise prepared for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So when you go away on holiday or long weekends, you don't feel, oh my God, I've got to take everything with me. You do have those other
Absolutely.
options.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, with the program, you actually get the one-on-one consultations with a practitioner. Now, you were with me. Um, did you find this really helpful for your weight loss?
I did. I have tried things in the past. I've obviously tried to do this by myself several times, and I was not successful. The one-on-ones not only added, I think, an extra layer of accountability because you develop a rapport. I developed quite a rapport with Sarah, and part of me didn't want to let her down. Um, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing what we had been talking about in the previous weeks, but it also gave me the sense that I wasn't doing this alone. And Sarah, you made yourself incredibly accessible. Obviously, distance was a bit of a challenge, but I never felt far away. And for me, knowing that I could reach out in the middle of the program if I needed to was phenomenal. And it gave me that extra boost of confidence that, look, I can do this. And I have somebody that's on my team cheering me on.
Yep. Perfect. And I mean, because yeah, you're in America and I'm in Australia. So I mean, there is that distance, but we did do it all via Zoom and emails. Did you find or feel that because we did it via Zoom or email that it actually detracted from your results at all? Or do you think, nah, it's
Not at all. In fact, for me, it probably was more helpful that they were by Zoom and email just because life is very busy, and it gave us a little bit more flexibility with the timing so that we didn't have to, we had obviously set times that we were meeting, but we had much more flexibility because we were doing them remote and via email. And again,
yes.
I think it just added to feeling like I had more access to you than I
Yep.
probably would if we just met once a week in an office.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talking about the program, I mean, obviously, this is a ketogenic program. Did you find that you were hungry at all while you were following the program?
Not at all. In fact, that was one of my biggest fears, was wanting to make sure that I wasn't hungry and worried that I was going to be just famished all the time. Hunger was never the issue. Cravings, there were definitely cravings, but what I found as I went through the program, what I once thought was hunger, when you say to yourself, oh, I'm so hungry, I need to eat something, it wasn't actually hunger. It was, oh, there's something that I'm craving
Yeah.
that sounds good right now. It's not that my body needs fuel. It's just mentally, I feel like I need something.
Yeah. And with those cravings, did you find they persisted throughout the whole 6-week challenge? Or did you find that you got to the point of going, yeah, I'm not really craving anything now?
So it really was, I would say, after probably the second week, maybe even week and a half, I didn't have any cravings for foods that were not healthy.
Yeah.
The cravings that I was having were more textural cravings, which again goes back to speaking to the diversity of the program. It gave me the opportunity, so I would be craving something sweet, possibly. The chocolate sachets were amazing for that craving, or something salty or crunchy or even just warm. A lot of programs, have you eating foods that are cold that you don't get to heat up, or that they're not, hot. And so those were more of the cravings after week 1 and 1.5 that I would have.
Okay. Um, Now we've got to get to it. So we've got to find out how well you did, because this is the important part. Now you followed the program for 6 weeks. Are you happy to share your results?
I would love to share my results because I'm very excited about them. So I lost over the 6-week program a total of 11.8 kilograms, which in US is roughly 26 pounds. And then I also lost 61.8 centimeters, or again, 24.33 inches.
That's amazing.
During the
That's
program. Yeah.
that your grin shows just how
It was
happy you are.
so unexpected and so awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. It is like it's almost like a brand new person, that kind of weight loss. And it's
Mm-hmm.
only 6 weeks. That's incredible.
Sweet. Yeah.
Now, apart, because I mean, obviously the weight loss is amazing, and that's why a lot of people get into it.
Mhm.
Did you find anything else about your health improved?
Yes, quite a few things actually. My level of energy just has been exponentially greater than what it was prior to the program. My complexion, my skin is just a healthier color. I didn't even realize my skin wasn't a healthy color, that it had become very dull, with all of the toxins that I had been consuming with all the processed foods and
Yeah.
carrying the extra weight as well. but my complexion, my energy level, like I mentioned, my mood, I'm a lot happier. Obviously I feel better, and my clothes fit so much better. I have a whole new wardrobe, which is fun.
And who's going to complain about a new wardrobe?
No, that's the one time I'm not complaining about buying new clothes.
Oh, awesome. Now, on a sliding scale, so we'll say like 1 being absolutely no and 10 being absolutely yes, how much are you like, how much would you recommend the ultralight weight loss program to other people?
I know it's going to sound incredibly cliche, but I would have to say 10. But you have to follow the program.
Yeah,
That's the trick. It does require work. It's not easy. It's not as far as like an easy, you're not just taking a pill and everything's
yeah,
magically, shifting away. But that's what makes it, in my opinion, so beneficial, because it's setting yourself up for a lifetime of success as opposed to just a temporary success. And that's, yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. I
absolutely.
mean, this diet's been around, well, this program's been around for over 20 years, and that has been the base philosophy for it right from word go. Was it's, yeah, anyone can lose weight, but it's keeping it off that's important. And so that's the way the whole program is designed, to help people become educated, lose the weight, and actually maintain it for the rest of their lives. That's really important.
It really changed my life. I mean, it really changed the way that I viewed food. Um, the way that the program is structured, again, it introduces you to maybe some foods that you've never tried before, which is fantastic. But at the same time, it teaches you more what those appropriate portion sizes are, and gives you the ability to take it to take control of your eating habits and what you're doing.
Absolutely.
um but I would just say the biggest key that I found throughout the program was communication with, your support team that you have, as well as organization. Like,
Yeah,
organization for me was, I could tell the difference on the days that I felt a little less organized versus the days that I was on point. And that was the biggest, I think, key
actually,
outside of the program itself.
yeah, talking about that organization side, did you find that with the recipes that meal prepping was really easy, or the way it was structured?
Yes, the meal prepping was very easy. I would make the way that I would do it is I would make all of my meals on Sunday, well in advance, and I would make a lot and freeze them. And that
Yeah,
way I had them accessible at any point. But then again, you still had a lot of fresh food options. So it wasn't like you were reheating, or you didn't have to reheat a meal. You could, that evening, make whatever meal you wanted to. But
yeah.
if you're busy and you don't have time, you still have an option to go to the pre-made meals that you can then eat right then and there, which was nice.
That's awesome. I mean, because there's a lot of programs out there that actually doesn't give you that ability to just kind of be that organized. It's like, no, this is what you got to eat now. This is so. I mean, that's wonderful that you have got that. Does have that flexibility. Well, look, thank you very much, Emily, for joining me today and sharing your ultralight weight loss program or experience. It has been an absolute pleasure coaching you and helping you get your amazing results, which ultimately led to you winning, which is